Buyers are scoring jaw-dropping deals on cars, as once proud brands scramble to offload overflowing lots. Some models are selling for less than the cost to build them. Jaguar, Nissan, and other well-known names are slashing prices just to survive. But these fire sales reveal a deeper crisis. Why are automakers risking it all? And could this shakeup end in collapse? The real story starts here. Three powerful forces are squeezing car makers from every direction. First, the rapid push toward electric vehicles has drained capital and created a mismatch between what automakers can build and what buyers actually want. Billions have been sunk into battery plants and new platforms, yet demand for electric vehicles has stalled in key markets. Factories that once ran at full tilt now sit half idle, with unsold electric models piling up on lots. Second, borrowing costs have soared. Interest rates are at their highest in more than a decade, making monthly payments harder to afford for consumers and driving up the cost of financing for manufacturers. This double hit means fewer buyers can qualify for loans, while car makers pay more just to keep inventory on the books. Even a modest increase in rates can wipe out the thin margins left after years of price competition. Third, global trade tensions have added another layer of pressure. Tariffs on imported vehicles and parts have forced brands to either absorb the extra costs or raise sticker prices, both of which erode competitiveness. Jaguar Land Rover, for example, halted shipments to the US in 2025 after a 25% tariff made their cars unprofitable overnight. With supply chains tangled and costs rising, automakers have little choice but to slash prices in hopes of moving metal before losses deepen. These macroeconomic headwinds set the stage for the desperate tactics now playing out across dealer lots. Across the country, dealer lots are packed with more than 3 million unsold vehicles. That is enough inventory to last dealers about 90 days at the current sales pace, far above the industry's comfort zone. Every day a car sits unsold, the dealer pays interest on what is called floor plan financing, essentially a loan to keep that vehicle on the lot. When inventory piles up, these costs balloon, sometimes eating away any profit before a car even finds a buyer. To keep cash flowing and avoid being buried under interest payments, dealers start stacking every available incentive. Manufacturers pitch in with cash rebates, low-interest financing, and lease specials. Dealers also tap into hidden reserves like holdback, money the manufacturer pays back to the dealer after a sale, often 2 or 3% of the car's sticker price. By combining rebates, buy-downs on interest rates, and holdback, dealers can advertise prices that look shockingly low, sometimes 20 to 40% below the manufacturer's suggested retail price on slow-moving models. These extreme deals are not just marketing hype. With national inventory stuck at a 90-day supply and some brands facing even higher overhangs, dealers are under pressure to move metal at any cost. One dealer owner puts it bluntly, "If I do not sell these cars now, I am paying the bank, not making money." The math behind the ads is simple: move inventory, cut losses, and live to fight another day. Buyers are no longer willing to pay full price for a badge that does not deliver on its promise. Once, brands like Jaguar, Mini, and Fiat held a certain cachet, quirky, stylish, or even luxurious. But years of reliability complaints, lackluster interiors, and underwhelming technology have chipped away at that image. Reviewers call out Mini's electrical issues and steep depreciation. Jaguar's reputation for costly repairs is so entrenched, some owners joke that the warranty is the only thing keeping them on the road. Fiat's 500e, built to satisfy emissions rules rather than customer demand, is often dismissed as a compliance car, a vehicle designed to check a regulatory box, not win hearts. For many shoppers, the memory of rapid value drops on these models is fresh. Stories of a new car losing half its value in 3 years have become cautionary tales, not urban legends. Online forums are filled with regret from buyers who chased deep discounts, only to find themselves upside down on their loans. The result is a cycle of distrust. Buyers expect discounts because they do not believe the cars are worth the sticker price, and brands are forced to comply just to clear out inventory. This is not just about features or horsepower, it is about trust, and that is a currency these brands are running short on. The next wave of incentives is not driven by innovation or excitement. It is a last-ditch effort to salvage reputation before the next quarterly report. Jaguar's US showrooms have gone quiet. After pausing shipments in April 2025, the brand slashed prices on the F-Pace from nearly $57,000 down to $35,000, about 40% off. A veteran automotive journalist calls it an obituary in slow motion, pointing to the collapse in sales and the uncertainty around delayed electric models. On the other side of the globe, Nissan faces a projected $5.3 billion loss for the year. The company has announced 11,000 job cuts and plans to shut down 7 factories. At a recent sales event, dealers advertised the Rogue at $18,000, down from a $28,000 sticker, a 35% cut. One Midwest dealer admits they are losing $2 million a year just to keep the doors open. Fiat, under the Stellantis umbrella, is fighting for its future. The 500X now carries discounts as steep as 50%. An ex-Stellantis executive speaking off the record says we are reviewing every brand. Nothing is sacred. Mini, once a darling of urban drivers, has seen US sales plunge from 250,000 units a decade ago to just 57,000 last year. Cooper hardtops are moving at prices nearly 45% below MSRP. As for Chrysler, the company faces internal pressure from its parent to justify its place in the lineup. Dealers have resorted to deep incentives just to clear out gas-powered inventory. For buyers, these numbers are not just marketing, they are a sign of how much trouble these brands are in. Mazda, once a favorite for drivers wanting an affordable, sporty ride, is now facing a sharp downturn. United States sales for the Mazda 3 fell 25% last year, while the CX-30 saw a staggering 41% decline. Dealers are cutting prices on these models by up to 40%, hoping to clear out aging inventory. In online reviews, one owner sums up the mood. "I got a great deal, but now I can't even trade it in without losing thousands." Volvo, celebrated for its safety and Scandinavian design, is struggling on a different front. The company posted a $1 billion loss in the second quarter of 2025, weighed down by its electric vehicle push and heavy debts from its Polestar sub-brand. Incentives on plug-in hybrids and electric vehicles have quietly grown, with discounts topping $7,000 in some markets. Despite record revenue the year before, profit margins have shrunk to just over 2%. Buick, General Motors' mid-tier brand finds itself squeezed from both ends. Inventory is piling up at United States dealerships, especially for models like the Encore GX. While official numbers are scarce, regional reports confirm deep discounts and bonus cash offers to keep cars moving. Dealers in the Midwest have started storing unsold vehicles off-site, a move usually reserved for the worst downturns. Mitsubishi, meanwhile, has already pulled out of the European market entirely. The company is rationing resources and offering 30% off Outlander SUVs in the United States to avoid a similar fate here. With global sales falling and fewer new models in the pipeline, even loyal fans are questioning how long the brand can hold on. Industry analysts are watching the supply chain with growing unease. The spotlight has shifted from struggling brands to the web of companies that keep factories running: parts makers, electronics suppliers, and logistics firms. According to a December 2025 automotive news forecast, a wave of bankruptcies among smaller suppliers is expected to hit in 2026, threatening everything from engine components to dashboard screens. These are not just minor setbacks. When a key supplier goes under, assembly lines can grind to a halt, leaving even healthy brands unable to deliver finished cars. The risk is highest among Tier 3 and Tier 4 suppliers, who are already stretched thin by falling orders for combustion engine parts and relentless price pressure from automakers. Recent failures, like the sudden collapse of First brands and layoffs at major parts makers, have sent shockwaves through the industry. One analyst warns, if this continues, we will see sudden shortages and forced resourcing by mid-2026. Investors are now tracking not just the car makers' losses, but the health of hundreds of companies that sit behind every badge. The coming year could force automakers to radically rethink their portfolios, cutting weaker brands and renegotiating supply contracts just to survive the next disruption. Right now, automakers face a stark reality. Survival means redefining value, not just slashing prices. As bankruptcies loom for suppliers in 2026, the choices made today will shape the entire industry's future. The next chapter for these brands hinges on transformation, not desperation. What would you do differently?